What's up, guys? Today's lesson is on the devil of the deep sea, the anglerfish. Now, the common name anglerfish actually refers to any species in the order Lophiiformes, which includes other fish like frogfish, sea toads, and some batfishes. And if you were thinking, well, that's not what I thought of, then that's the reason why. The name anglerfish is really just a broad category of fish. One of the many species of anglerfish that you're thinking of might be one of the black sea devils, belonging to the family Melanocytidae. In particular, the humpback anglerfish, or the Melanocytis johnsoni, is the subject of today's lesson. This species of anglerfish was actually first discovered in 1863 by James J. Johnson, hence the species johnsoni. Now, without further ado, let's take a closer look at this anglerfish. The humpback anglerfish demonstrates extreme sexual dimorphism, where the males and females have very different physical characteristics. In this case, this is a female anglerfish, and this is a male anglerfish. As you can see, the creepy anglerfish you recognize are actually the females. But despite how scary they look, you'd be surprised at how small they really are. Female anglerfish can grow up to around 8 inches long, and those are the bigger of the bunch. Male anglerfish, on the other hand, only grow to just a bit over an inch. All of a sudden, now the anglerfish is just a cute little fish instead of the demon you used to see them as. No, they're not cute. What do you mean? Shut up. You know what I mean. We don't have much more info on the male's distinguishing characteristics, but we also know that they don't have the lures that the females have, and have some big eyes. The one thing they do have in common, though, is that they have soft bodies that appear black or dark brown in color. But from here on out, the rest of this physical description will be on the female anglerfish we're more familiar with. The anglerfish's body is pretty round and short, but they have some big heads and super wide mouths that are almost vertical. Like, look at this underbite. It's actually ridiculous. Get this guy some braces. Inside their mouths are long, super sharp teeth, which further adds to their terrifying appearance. And compared to other species in the genus Melanocytis, this species has less but relatively longer teeth than the others. Further into the anatomy of the anglerfish, they also have large stomachs that can easily expand, letting them eat prey weighing more than themselves. Of course, the key feature of the anglerfish is the lure on their heads, but there's more to it than just being a light bulb. The long part that sticks out is a modified dorsal fin spine, but also called an ilium, and the bulb itself is also called an esca. It glows due to its bioluminescence, which is actually caused not by the anglerfish, but by specific symbiont bacteria with the scientific name Enterovibrio escacola. For some more general physical characteristics of the female anglerfish, they have relatively small eyes, which may suggest that they don't really need them in order to find food, nor for reproduction. In addition, their two pectoral fins are also kinda small in proportion to their giant heads, so it does look kinda funny. The humpback anglerfish has the widest geographic range of all species in the genus Melanocytis. They're found pretty much everywhere in all oceans, though only in the tropical or temperate parts of them. This includes even Antarctic waters, where a specimen was found and obtained in 2014 from the stomach of an Antarctic toothfish. Within all areas they're found in, humpback anglerfish live in the deeper areas of the ocean from 100 to 4,500 meters deep. But although they can be found as deep as 4,500 meters down, they more often live in the shallower depths of their range at around 100 to 1,000 meters. As you'd expect this deep in the ocean, very little to no light reaches down there, resulting in the evolution of the anglerfish to develop their bioluminescent lures we know them for. Using their bright lures, the humpback anglerfish will attract their prey in the darkness of the ocean. They're ambush predators that wait for their prey to come close to their lures, and will strike once they're within range. It doesn't really matter what kind of prey comes by due to the anglerfish's physical features. With a combination of their big mouths, sharp teeth, and expandable stomachs, they're able to eat pretty much anything that gets too close to them. This also includes prey bigger than themselves, meaning after eating the equivalent of a full course meal, they can look like this. I'm not even lying either. This is a model of a humpback anglerfish after a meal at the Natural History Museum in London. It's what they can actually look like. Being as small as they are, you'd think they have some kind of predator that eats them. But from the little info we have as of now, they have no recorded predators. So as far as we know, these 8-inch fish are somehow at the top of the food chain. For humpback anglerfish, it's pretty hard for them to find a mate due to their solitary lifestyles and the distance between them and the deep sea. For the males though, it's a lot easier. They have highly developed sensory organs with the sole purpose of tracking the scent of a female in the ocean. And when a male and female do meet, the male will attach to the female. Now, in most cases with other types of anglerfish, the male engages in sexual parasitism and won't release itself from his mate ever again. But for humpback anglerfish, this isn't the case. The male will instead only attach itself to release sperm and fertilize the female's eggs, then detach from the female and leave in search of another to fertilize. Talk about a one-night stand. Despite the tight attachment of the male and female, their reproduction is actually carried out by external fertilization, meaning outside the body. During mating, the female releases her eggs into the water, and immediately after, the male also releases his sperm, which will locate and fertilize the eggs. As for their life cycle and how they grow, we don't have much info on it at all, so unfortunately, I can't say much about it until further information is discovered about the species. But I'm pretty sure the male's only goal in life is to find females and reproduce. Definitely a goal of all time, that's for sure. The humpback anglerfish is classified as a least concerned species on the IUCN Red List, which makes sense since they're not eaten nor hunted by humans. I can't even think of a reason why someone would eat it. It doesn't look even remotely healthy. Heck, it looks like it'd kill you if you ate it. However, being naturally rare sea creatures living in the deep sea, any sort of changes to their environment are all potential threats for the humpback anglerfish. Anyway, that's all for today's lesson. Subscribe for more fish facts, and I'll see you next time.